Hello and welcome to you in this new video. In this video, I will explain one sorting algorithm, the selection sort. So in the first time, I will explain how it works with this beautiful diagram, and then I will show you in the code how to implement this algorithm in C. So how does it work, the selection sort? So basically, you will have to perform a certain number of main loops, and inside those main loop you have to perform the selection of the minimum element of a certain sub-array. What do I intend by a sub-array? Let's see how it works. In the loop 1, you have to find the minimum element of the full array. Full array meaning from the initial element of the array up to the last element. And when you find that minimum, you have to swap the minimum element with the initial element of the full array. So in this first loop, basically, we swapped the element at 0, the 7, with the element at 4, the 2. That's why we now have 2 here at the starting of the array, and then we have 7 here. So this is the first loop. And to find the minimum array, the minimum element, sorry, you know that we have to basically go through the full array. That's why inside each loop you have basically a kind of sub loop to retrieve the minimum element. And doing this, we are actually building in the left side here a sorted sub array, and in the right side a kind of non-sorted sub array, and we will progress like that. In the loop 2, we have to find the minimum element in the sub array from the 1 to the 4. So from the 1, so meaning from this element to the last element. And you have to perform a kind of loop here, and we will find that the minimum element is the element at the position 1, the 3. So we swap the 3 with the 3, so it remains there. And as you can see, the sorted subarray is going in crescendo. So you have now 2 elements in the sorted subarray, and now it remains 3 elements in the non-sorted subarray. And you have to do the same in the loop 3, going from the element 2 to the up to the last element. And there we have to swap basically the element the 4 and the 5. And the 4 comes here and the 5 there. And the sorted subarray is growing then from 2 elements now to 3 elements. And then the unsorted subarray now has only 2 elements. Then we do the same in a fourth loop, and we find the minimum element between the last 2 elements, and in this case 5 is the minimum element, and it remains there. And then we have a sorted sub array which is there, and unsorted sub array which has only 1 element. At this stage, the array, the full array is already sorted. So basically, to sort an array of n elements, we need n minus 1 main loops, and inside each loop, we need a kind of sub loop to retrieve the minimum of the sub element of the sub array. Sorry. So this is how this algorithm works. So now let's see how to implement this using the C language. So to write this selection sort program, I will use Codeblocks. Let's open it. And then I will create a new project, console application, C, next. I will call it selection sort in C. Let's put the capital letter. Okay, next. Then I will keep those ticked. Let's finish. So now I will go to the main.c file where we have to write our function, our program actually. So I will first define a global variable, a global constant that will represent the length of the array we will need to sort. Then here I will declare some variable. First the arrays we want to sort. I will initialize it with some element. Let's say I don't know, 8, 2, 15, 3, 0. You have 5 elements. Then let's say 4, 2 again. I don't know, 10, and maybe let's say 1. How many elements do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, sorry. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it remains one element. Let's put, I don't know, 7. I will also declare a variable I that I will use as an index. So now that I have declared the variables, I will first print the given array. Let's do something like that. Let's write here given array. Then I have to do a kind of loop. Equal 0 and I plus plus. And here I will do a print. I'll put %d, then numbers of I. So like this, we can print the given array. So I will just first put a little space after printing the given array. We can first test this small code to see if it works fine. Okay, yes. So we have the given array here. Now let's see how to sort the given array using the selection sort. I will first declare my selection sort function here, which is a void function that we call a selection sort, which will take as the parameters an array of numbers. So I will call it selection sort function declaration. Then let's implement this function. So let's write the body of the function. So basically, we have to declare some variables first, integer variables. We need basically two index I, j, then another index that will index the minimum element in each sub array, and then a fourth variable temp that will be used to perform the swap. So I will call it, I will write here variable declaration. It's a good way to write comments when you are coding. Then let's start the n-1 loops for I equals 0 when I less than n-1 to I plus plus. Now, inside we have to first For each subloop, we have to first suppose that the minimum is the first element of the sub array, and then find the real minimum element. So index min is equals I, and then we have to write the subloop to retrieve the minimum element. So for j equal 0, when j is less than n, do j plus plus. No, sorry. For j equal I, that's 0, because we are moving in the sub array. And here you have to do if numbers of j is less than the numbers of index min. So index min becomes j. I think everything is clear. And after these loops, we already got the minimum index element. So now we have to perform the swap. So we use the temp to take the value of the numbers at element I, so the first element of the subarray. Then we replace that element with the minimum element equals numbers of index min. Then we put there at the position of the minimum element the initial element, the first element of the subarray. So numbers of index means become now what we had at the first element of the subarray. So I will add just a few comments, swapping minimum element with first element of the subarray. Here I will write here looking for min of the sub array, and then here I will write let's do our n minus 1 loops. Okay, so normally at this stage we already sorted our array. So now what we need to do is to print the results, of course. So I will do a copy and paste from here, and I will put it here. And I will change the given by sorted array. We'll add some new lines first, and then okay. Then you can try to test these programs. Ah no, first we have to call the selection sort in our program. So here we can do something like a selection sort, and we put numbers, and then we need to compile our program. We have 0 errors, 0 warnings, and let's run it. Perfect. So the given array was this one, and the result is a sorted array, as you can see. So I think this video was interesting, and I hope it helped you to understand how the selection sort works. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video for other interesting stuff about this programming and everything I can explain to you. Do not hesitate to subscribe to my channel and write some nice comments for me. Thank you.